Peace FM 104.3. Good to meet you.
Unia Dr. Zubairu so kakra fe me wi a mesan aba so Yera Thomas Kusi Buafo on do asimo obi amfa doctor no mfre no nti on de ofa Kusi Buafo ane efre no ana afi Dr. IBRAHIM Zubairu enso so ewa ha penifo mienu ena me no mo atwetwe nkomo na do wo watie Yera Kusi Buafo so dia okan no any Robertas kakra ho a na afi enkwada issues so
yeah every kind of the tier 2
tier 2
yeah tier 2 we started in 2010 or a shot was 2010 now 2010 as I been started say no and brand try and say or more on back pension before 2020 they are not part until ideally they were not being deducted until BBR or back pension after I think 2020 no.
I need deductions. The deduction started.
The deduction are being deducted.
Yes. To be invested.
One more. On pension. Before 2020 no. They are not deducted. Those who go pension, I think after 2020 no, were affected.
Okay, I understand it. It me I remember pension after 2020. Deduction started 2010. Also, they started 2010.
Yes.
So where was it resting?
What did I say? And you know, when it started 2010, unions were asking for their monies to be transferred to their
fund managers.
Fund managers.
Very good.
So there was process for us to go through when you look at the provisions in the Pensions Act. Everybody must be able to get their fund managers right. Those who are going to what you call there must be distinction between the custodians of the fund and the managers of the fund and the rest of them. Some of the financial houses were trying to provide 3-in-1, but I think the law didn't allow.
But 3-in-1 here then.
3-in-1 yeah. Onepa ba kunala or a custodian.
And all manage.
Or manage fund no.
Okay.
So at the time no, Honorable Aruna led Minister of Employment didn't want them to risk the fund into those kind of situations. Now there were a lot of people who were applying for those things that Pensions Act do not allow. So they have to hold on and make sure that government protect the interests of the workers before those things are done and the transfers are made to. That is the. Unfortunately, I think from the January 2010, I almost started to deduct up to 2016, which is 6 years. The government should have transferred those monies, but the monies were still with Controller and Accountant General, which is with the government, and they have not transferred.
Still with the government.
It's with the government. But if I will have a problem, say Sikano and Eno Media, and I'll have a problem. But the money was there.
Doing what?
That is the question. 80.
Because also what can my idea?
Maybe
no, maybe I'm just giving you a question.
Yeah.
Because me poor worker, what market here? Say who invest here or the mama fund manager no invest here mama.
Yeah.
So about interest na me so manya bi e wo ho adidi.
Sure.
And this what is kind of 6 years na eda ho. O say e process mu. Eda wo ho a menyi nisa abana scandal no interest bi abeka ho ama.
Oh no. They said there was this TP Unauthorized. Oh yes, it is your area. There's nothing there's nothing that is sitting on this sun. They said there is somebody or they've given it to an institution under the Ministry of Employment, and they have invested the money. And when you look at the what do you call the NPRA, yeah. The Ministry of Employment. Now they were those in charge of this because I remember the Deputy Minister for Employment. Obviously, the money is there, and they will release it to the workers. And I know, sir, if our last strike crumble, we have to add it. Say if they don't release it. We'll go on strike.
Very good.
So The ones that go direct was from, I think, May 2017. From May 2017. Now that time, no, na fund managers na dini na appointed that. You say your fund manager was UPT. In the normal then it goes to the UPT. So periodically, UPT will be giving you the alert that was Kano Abba. But the old one, from 1st January 2010 up to 30th April 2017, now you per on transfer. Now the challenge here are controller Eka say they have to know Mr. Kusuba for they say na yate. What they say na yate. Where they say na yate. Na ya kukruni na ama fund managers of Mimi Union, which is UPT. What I say, so that they can also credit my account and continue managing with the money. Now meetings are hudwa yenesa board na acquire from Minister of Employment severally as we speak. I don't know your threat on strike, all my friends say they are transferring the money. Initially, the Minister of Finance wanted to borrow the money and give it to the Ghana something trust fund.
Which is at the Minister of Finance.
Yes. Borrow as Canada no age. And as a pension fund, they will not allow that. So there were a lot of give and take. How do you borrow our pension money and go and give to another fund manager and say that they are going to on-lend it to the banks that are struggling to get their capital so that they will manage and give us returns in this turbulent financial system of our country? Company, a whole lot. And you know, issues are at the we are fighting. Yay, Penny University lecturers are.
I know that Marcus said 20.
Affecting.
CSR.
Yeah, university lecturers are sad they are not affected. Your colleagues, or more under superannuation, they are not affected by that because they don't contribute to Senate. They don't contribute to Senate. It's we, the tutor, we are those affected because we were under Senate. And we are affected by this deduction. UTAG is not affected by this because they are under superannuation or different pension way. They don't contribute to Senate. And we are looking at, even if we can get a waiver, we also move away and look at our superannuation, how we will manage it for ourselves and the rest of them. There's a whole lot, of course, with regards to these pensions. I don't think.
We are chairman, we are major number. I will keep you in touch.
So there are so many issues regarding this our tier 2. Our members are not happy. And you know, those who are going to retirement in 2021, they have been affected by the Omusanka Omusika.
Very good.
Some are on pension now, and they've not got their money. And they have to be paid. And if I look at pension, of course, Senate ain't me man the lamb sum. So lamb sum no ewo tier 2 no. And so tier 2 no so and I wa buying chain on release here. How would the person work out? And this is the issue that we are battling with the government on it. And one promise of Mary Lizzie, with our last strike, I call Labor Commission, it was ruled, said that money is our right, accrued right, they should release that money immediately. There's no negotiation. So the ruling of NLC on this, when we went, was such that they have to release the money. And the Minister of Employment said they are working out to get released. Said but we haven't really received our own. Send our workers here release it. Yansanka,
I have mentioned that more 27
Yansanka,
Amoka. Ha, and some crowd me can't to tackle. I mean, we could see what we won't tell me what what you say. 19 years, me na me wo to tack.
Okay.
So I'm also part of you.
Okay.
So what you say?
Yeah. And you know, we need to get those things done for our people who have been on pension to get their money. And there were a lot of time to go on pension. Say, it's not or colleague ACO pension.
But there's always the accrued interest, which should have been compounded.
It's not. That is the problem. I know. That is the issue we are raising. That is what we are talking about. Where the MPRA and the Minister of Employment has kept the money, how much interest is it accruing for the people?
Yes.
That's the question we keep on asking.
From 2010 up to this time,
yes.
What happened to even if it was sitting there, what was the component as related
what was the return on it?
Returns.
And how much?
As compounded.
Yes.
Because interest will give birth to interest.
At the end of the day, you see, I think, sir, when we get there, you can't keep my money and tell me, sir, it doesn't accrue interest. Do you know what I will use the money for? So we will request for it. We'll know how to deal with it. Let them give us the money that is sitting there. And then let's fight for the government making our money sit idle. The accrued interest they have to pay at the end of the day.
MPP
so we have to
will do it.
Are you sure?
Now there is are you sure?
The discussion that have gone between us and the minister, there were a lot of difficulties, a lot of challenges. We went through a lot of turbulence.
Yes, from 2010, turbulence.
Yes.
My case is 66 months. It's
not easy. These are the things we are talking about.
The only thing is that, as a listening government, this will be resolved. This will be resolved.
Well, Labour Commission has ruled that there's no negotiation on it. The money should be released to our fund managers. And we are looking at that. Then the issues are everyone why with the other countries giving explanations. You see, there are a lot of rebuttals, but look at our time, if I want to rebut, very snappy. Interest rate, inflation, GDP, yes, they are interrelated. But the point we are making is that sometimes what we send out as the correct figures, I have doubt.
Are they?
Yes. You won't tell me, sir, your economy is doing well, and your GDP growth level is slower as compared to what it's supposed to be. Then we give the blame to COVID.
What's supposed
pre-COVID,
to be?
I'm coming. Okay. Pre-COVID growth, at the same. Pre-COVID performance, at the same. When you look at those, you realize that there is a bit complexities with Newamwakano if you don't understand economics properly. Tambia on Mekana Obebo Unsem, but now I deal practically a month for and watch Roma. In there, I watch our Ghana. If you go and talk about this economic relativities and what have you, Maza, Obebo Boa Sunkrana, friend. Let me tell you, now as we speak, my students, some of them have not been able to pay their school fees.
Because
the works they were doing, they have been asked to come home. Examination is just around the corner. They have not even yet registered. Some have paid part of the fees.
Is that the one son of crowd court brought from country?
Ebimu entimi kra entia omo fees ni. Isan say ejuma na on bakoni no bi ono people teacher ni. Enzo on got na fie COVID into on got na fie. Ebi ya frɛ omo. Scan cry ye twa no kwampo ye.
The impact of COVID.
Ye ntua omo ye. What I say ebimu enya COVID into omo ye ejuma but scan say ye twa omo no. Omo mpanyimfo enya ntua omo ka. So a whole lot of complexities surrounding it. First now, system ni mu ye na. Ofrobi. Oh bra. Me watch me school fee say ye the man. Business school for no make a chow. And now ofrobi a obi aso ya dry. Why? What is happening with our system? If things are going well really, why would people suffer the way they are going through? But be a market woman, do a simple survey in the market and ask the market woman, how is it going? Bisa artisans,
okay, how
is the work going? Then just suppose that one with the claim that say NECO GDP cost. Would the people, ordinary people who are fighting or fending for themselves to survive in this our turbulent economy be able to agree with you when you come and talk about GDP growth.
But Doc,
one more ako school kakra krampo no.
Yesu.
Musu.
But Doc, is it also not true, say, COVID by alter growth of every economy?
See, that notwithstanding, I agree.
Okay.
And I make us say, COVID no abe say in no manner na say the dano.
Okay.
That is my point.
So your argument is that pre-COVID kwanenye.
Nenye.
Okay.
Na COVID no abe kunu sram. And that is my problem.
Okay.
You see, normally, Okabibi say ebe peke in the second quarter. What general public should understand, CC and say, in public sector no, abayan se kebia nwa you releasing 1 year complete the mobia you releasing quarter by quarter. Mr. Kuzibuafo, Dr. Kuzibuafo me bwana. And yes, Annette, quarterly release. Na you release it. And you know, ejumana one more quarter monies based on the estimate of Omako Parliament approval for my chamber and now every quarter we release for Njumano. Say ebeba for Njumano. Say ebeba ntem no more die. And so normally in the middle of the year, June going to September is within period that a normal picky send okano and then we see how best it is. Would they release the monies for the works to be done to get people have their peace as we're expecting?
Peace FM 104.3. Good to meet you.